there's some hens flying down to join those toms. Yeah, I can hear them now. Reposition the blind. I thought with the tree line in front of me along the east edge of the plot was high enough to block the sun and it wouldn't be an issue, but it rained the last 4 days in a row and it's a high pressure system. There's not a cloud in the sky. The birds are talking this morning like crazy, which is exciting, but that sun was poking right in the blind. I mean, it was pretty bad. So that tom just popped up at like 11, 12 yards, and then by the time he got into the decoy, it was 8, and I got the camera on in a position, but it was, he saw me move inside the blind, and then like these 3 bucks were walking right along the edge of the tree line, coming right in, stomping and bobbing their head at the decoys, and I think the 3 bucks coupled with seeing me in the blind was just too much for him to handle, but he turned and walked. Birds have drifted off to the south towards this creek, and there's a tom right around the corner of this barn. So I'm gonna see if I can stay in the shadows, pop up, and take a shot. We'll see. Stay tuned.
All right, opening day here in Kentucky. Nice big long beard, probably close to 11.5-inch beard, 1.25-inch spurs. Nice 4-year-old Tom, looks like. And plan sometimes changes midstream, and this morning was no exception. So I started off before first light in the blind, had the Dave Smith strutter decoy and a hen out there, and I was caught flat-footed. I had 3 bucks walking their way from north to south, heading towards my clover plot, and this big old Tom came around the bend, and they bumped into each other. And he got to within 8 yards before I could hit record on the camera. And when I grabbed the bow and got in a position when he disappeared with his head behind the strutter fan, as I was moving a little bit, he caught a little bit of light poking through the blind, I think. And that, coupled with the bucks that were heading right towards him, was too much for him to handle, and off he went. So, oh well. So I waited about 20 minutes or so, and I could hear him gobbling every 50 yards. He was so fired up, moving from north to south. Came across this tree line, walked through it, and then came to this open meadow just south of the barn. And I decided to leave the blind and see if I couldn't stalk within bow range. And sure enough, the plan worked out great. The old Hoyt Venom did the trick, and it was a 52-yard poke. It was out there, but you know, the old Athlon rangefinder really helped, and it's accurate to 1/10 of a yard. And I was steady, and I've been shooting, you know, out to 60 yards, drilling dimes at about 35, 40. So I just aimed for the top third of the shiny spot above the legs and took out both legs and the bottom part of his breast, and he ran maybe, I don't know, 18, 20 yards, pile up. So it's pretty cool. So real happy. And Kentucky, you can shoot 2 birds. So hopefully I can get my second one the next few days here. The osteo just worked amazing. I was in the shadow and then against that barn, and I was completely gone. Had I taken 1 step out of the shadow, out in the sun, that Tom would have spotted me for sure. He was out in the open with about 4 or 5 hens, and he wasn't going to come any closer, and the hens were kind of just taking their time, preening themselves and starting the day, feeding out there in the meadow. But you know, you have to practice, you know, consistently take a shot like that, and I do. So I felt comfortable. I was nice and steady, and center punched them, and the rest is history. So pretty excited. Excited to join Team 200 this year, you know, and hope to bring you guys some more hunts. So stay tuned.